What's going on, YouTube? I'm Taz Flash Arts, and tonight I'm here to talk about my life and update you guys on everything that's been going on. I've gotten through a whole lot of stuff, and it's brought me back to Fort Collins, Colorado, where I found so much more in life than what I dealt with in Florida, and fell in love with this city. And I just wanted to take a moment to give an idea of what I want to do here with my channel, now that I've produced an opportunity to make a difference in my life and start this channel up the way it probably should have. But at the same respect, I want you as my family. I want to experience something that I've seen with many other YouTubers and their connection with their mass following. And these videos aren't even so much about the viewers. It's about me growing and moving on from the past and bringing a peace back into the world, into my world, and bringing you along for the story and for the journey, and reflections on lessons learned and all the kind of fun things that you could run across just traveling around. We'll have laughs. I don't want to be cliche, but I don't intend on trying to do anything different or anything of that sort. I just want to show me and make something that could pull someone else away from their day while it gives me something to do worthwhile with my life. I've always felt slightly as an entertainer, and I want to experience this side of me with you guys. So I take this opportunity to list off a few things to come in the next few weeks, now that I've been here in Fort Lauderdale. Does that make sense? What's going on, YouTube? Sorry about that brief cutoff on that previous section of the video, but it was a good solid intro, and I think I'm going to keep it. Never mind the interruption. Let's pick up on a different note here. I was starting to ramble. Well, here we are. Fort Collins, Colorado. And it's lightly snowing. And I thought I'd smoke a fresh bowl. It's about 3 o'clock in the morning. Let's smoke a bowl and see if we can't make my first snowman. I already tried over there, but the snow's not really thick enough there. It's not quite sticking together. I tried with this stuff on the table. Not really working out so far. But let's see what we can do. First, let's smoke this bowl. A couple hits would do nice to get us started. What do you think? I think that'd do nice. So, check this bad boy out. Got this at Peace Pipe, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I got no agreement with them or nothing. I just like them, and whenever I have a place that I use frequently, I'd recommend it to anybody. So, if you're ever in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and you're looking for a reasonable price piece, go check them out. Friendly staff. Again, I'm not paid to say this. I've just gone to them to decorate my room as a minor, and then when I became a weed smoking an adult, for the other things that they offer. So, here we go. Not working that great with the glove on. Though I did get a little something. Oh yeah. It's good stuff. So, I came out here in 2016 to make a new life, and a lot of things happened, and got a lot of regrets from the past. But, man, I lost a lot of time. But, now is now. And I think one more hit, and then we're going to go try this snowman thing one more time. Still feel a little weird smoking in public. It's legal up here. I shouldn't feel weird about it. Watching over my shoulder. Because I don't have to worry about it no more. Yay! Let's see if we can find a thicker pile of snow than what I tried over there. No, it's not looking good, y'all. Totally new at this, so I don't know what to expect. Or what I should be looking for as a snowman. I think maybe I need to let this build up more. Just piling some of this good stuff together so I can move it over there where I started working earlier on my first attempt. What do you think? Amateur snowman? That should be the name of the video. No. Alright, let me sit you down. Stuff's not sticking together, y'all. What am I doing wrong? Sounds like the video should be called Epic Snowman Fail. I'm not quite yet ready to give up. The fun that I missed out on growing up in Florida. You know, my childhood, closest feeling I ever had to real Christmas, not all that commercialism and people demanding new game systems coming out on the market and the hot topic sales of the year coming out just in time for us to throw away our life savings for something that should come natural. Something that if you have family, it should come from the heart. You know? So many people rely on commercialism to make their holidays what it is. Make it worth remembering. But holidays ain't never really been great on me. I have a few good memories from my childhood. Christmases and Thanksgivings and Halloween. I cherish some of those memories. But there's nothing like this. The feel of nature at your fingertips. Just a common understanding with like-minded people. Gathered not for greed or money or what they can get from each other, but gathered with the goal to be a part of something bigger than themselves. So it wasn't quite about that, the way I remember it growing up. It was hurt feelings because one of my sisters got something and the other sister got something better, and it wasn't equal, or, and there's feelings hurt. And, I've been guilty of it too. I remember one time my sister, one of my sisters got this, like, multiple disc changer, like JVC or RCA or Zenith, stereo system. It kind of looked like the old school boom boxes where the speakers came off on the side, but this thing was big. Just the unit was like this big, and it had this tray that opened up on the top, and you put the CDs on the top. You probably know what I'm talking about. They were big in the 80s, late 80s, early 90s, mid 90s. But see, her birthday was right before Christmas, and so her birthday and Christmas presents were put together that year into one massive present, and I got my feelings hurt because I spent all this time in art class making this ashtray. Mustang Viper or something like that type racing car. It was blue. It was made out of clay. I made a little lid where the teeth kind of fit into each other like this. And at the time, she was the only one of my sisters that I had a connection with. And I really regret our falling out, but man, I took so much energy into making that for her. And she had opened it. She loved it. And it's so selfish of me back then. I don't even remember what it was I got that year for Christmas. But after spending all that time and making that ashtray for her, and my dad buys her like a $500 stereo system, and nobody else gets anything over that anywhere near close to that. I didn't understand that it was about more than all that, and it wasn't about what you got out of it. It was about being together, creating moments. But I was so hurt by that. I held on to that for a long time. But life goes on. You learn what's really important. And you learn down the road who's really important. Family isn't always supposed to be a match with you. Whether you're in-laws and you don't get along or whatever. Shit happens and people make mistakes. And I would take back a lot of my mistakes. But I'll apologize for none of them. Because when it comes to that particular sister, because I was under psych meds and shit later on after all that, and I was old enough to refuse the psych meds. I balanced myself out and was doing really good, and realized that in a lot of ways it was the medication the doctors had me on that made me unstable. And then the other half of it was me rebelling and standing up for myself against a family that seemed more bent on keeping the war machine going against each other than having a real family moment on any level where you had to show any emotion towards each other, which made it very hard for me to read people and build connections with people in the world. Went through a lot of hell learning out how things are. Come a long way to get where I am today. Be able to step out into the world and know that I can actually depend on myself. I have the tools. I am enough. And it only takes... I'm recording still. I'm recording. It only takes a confidence in myself to make it all happen. And damn what people think about things that happen that were not under my control. They weren't under my control. And I would no longer go through life bearing those burdens that other people can't let go of to know who I was able to become. Because you know what? Not just my sister, but everybody out there that walked away from me and left me destitute in the world, thank you. You put me in a situation where I had no choice but to rely on myself, discover exactly how far I can go to survive, and do it without breaking any of my core principles of who I was. I lost a lot of me along the way, but I gained a lot more in return. Because now I have the ability to live free and do videos like this and figure out the rest as we go, rather than being chained down by a bunch of people that eventually take what they want and walk out of my life. I do the best I can to stand by everybody I take on in my life. And all I ask is the same thing back. Anyways, here's my progress with the snowman so far. It's just a little mound. I'm not quite sure this thing's gonna be that big. Because it's a bit cold out here. And I'm not quite sure there's enough snow on the ground to make a big snowman. So, I'm gonna make them like yay high. Using that as a base. Speaking of holidays, another favorite memory of mine I'd like to share comes from my oldest sister. And we really didn't see eye to eye a whole lot. And I don't quite know where I stand with her. But if I cherished any memory that I share with her is one year we were still staying at Mom's house, and she was already married. She was taking her kids out trick-or-treating. She took me along to be part of the fun. And I just remember in the car ride and everything, getting to really spend some quality time with my niece and nephew. And Castles in the Sky, the first time I ever heard that song playing on the radio in the car. I really got a different view of my oldest sister. That never understood her, but at that moment I felt like with all of our arguments, no matter whatever happened, I feel like I understand part of her that I'll always cherish. No matter how long it's been since we've spoken, or anything that's ever happened between me and anyone in my family. I still love them all. And I hope everything is going great for them. That during this holiday season, them and their kids have a good one. Have that quality family time that we could never get right. I need more snow. Give me a sec. Making more of a mountain or volcano at this point. It's all crumbling and not wanting to form this second ball. This next memory is my second oldest sister, which I still talk to sometimes. Even though we don't talk a whole lot, we're really close. I really regret that I didn't get a chance to come and see you guys before I left, but if I had a chance to tell you what I've been going through, even half of what I've been going through, before I led to coming here to Fort Collins, Colorado, you would understand. When I get things going, I promise I'm going to make time to come and see you guys. So you're some of the people that I miss the most. But I remember before my second oldest sister had her kids, she was with who become the coolest brother-in-law I ever had. No offense to my other brother-in-law with my oldest sister. We really didn't have much time to get sociable or be friendly. Not going to get into all that on here. But the one brother-in-law that I did get a chance to get to know, loved the hell out of me. And my second oldest sister really saved my ass in a lot of times, in a lot of ways. But I remembered first time that I met this guy. I was in my room and I was looking at Dragon Ball Z pictures and redrawing and resizing them on this side and creating my own poster style Dragon Ball Z fan art. And I didn't hear nobody come into the room. All I heard was, "Damn, boy, somebody ought to put a tattoo gun in your hand." And I turned around and I looked up and I seen this tattoo pit bull looking built dude with a mohawk and piercings all over. I'm like, holy, who the heck are you? He's like, "I'm your sister's boyfriend, and we've come to take you out for the day." And I looked behind him, and my sister was standing there behind him. They took me out to this video game slash go-kart. They used to have a roller coaster of sorts called the Hurricane. I forget the name of the place. Boomers or something like that. And they were known for good snacks, good family fun. And I don't know if they're still around. Also part of my childhood in Florida. And we played video games and talked trash. And I got to open up on a level I hadn't at the time because I was still secluded and unexperienced with socializing with people. So then they took me to their condo and set me up in the spare bedroom for the night with this huge big screen TV and Grand Theft Auto Vice City at the fingertips and a whole bunch of Kid Rock CDs, which was new to me. I heard of him. I didn't really hear a whole lot of his music because my mom was a little rough on me and us about what music we chose to listen to. But bands like ICP and Kid Rock, they were not acceptable by my mom. She broke my first ICP tape and shredded the film all over the place and forbidden me to ever listen to them. Kids, right? They're going to listen to what you tell them not to listen to. I guess she had to learn that somehow. I still grew up and decided to listen to them anyways. So anyways, I spent most of the night sitting up, listening to the music they had in the CD folder that was in the room, and playing what other games was in there. And when I woke up in the morning, I had breakfast and got to work on fixing up a few things in the condo so they can sell it and move and save money to open up their tattoo shop legally. And I just felt a sense of pride and family that I had never had before, other than working on the construction site with my dad. I felt so much pride in that, but it was nothing compared to knowing that I had just met my brother-in-law, and we went and had a good time and connected and pulled together on this massive project of helping them get to a better place in their life. And not that I'm taking any credit for anything that they built, but I was proud to be in on any faction of anything they had going on, and even more proud to know that my contribution that day helped them open up their dream into a reality. And still today, if they were still together and I was still there, I would always jump for an opportunity to help them. Because when nobody else in the family would have anything to do with me, and I wasn't talking to my mom by my choice, I feel my sister and brother-in-law in this scenario would agree, for good reason. Don't think my mom would agree with that. They pulled me out of my bad situation, put me up in their house. It made me believe I was paying them rent. I was working at his family's pet shop. And I took so much pride in that job. Another one of my regrets, but maybe I should apologize for some of that. But I'm not going to, because I'm done focusing on what was done. This is not working out, y'all. So I'm going to show you what I've got and why this video is going to be epic snowman fail. Look at this thing. It's freaking pathetic. not even a foot tall, and it resembles a pile of white manure. So I'm going to take a whack at this video when I find a bigger pile of snow in the future. Hit the bowl a couple of times to finish up this story. Then I'm going to go to bed, edit this video, and in the morning I will film the outro. But yeah, let's take these gloves off again because that's not going to work. We figured that out the last time I tried. So, I built a good life working for the pet shop and living with them, watching their kids when they had to go and handle business. Got to experience myself as an uncle without other elements I really don't want to talk about right now with my family. But because of my mental problems, I wasn't really trusted a whole lot. Because when I was on those psych meds as a minor, I did some horrible things that weren't in my control. I've learned how to move above that and be a beautiful soul. But I can't force family to accept me any more than I can force a bunch of you out there to watch my videos. I could just be me, and those who like what they see will come around. The rest of them, I wish the best for them. However, after several months of renting the garage to sleep in their house, they went and they bought this pamphlet. It was a listing of all the different apartment associations, independent contracts, or whatever, any place within Broward County that was renting, for me to be able to call around and find something I could afford to move into. And it was the first place that I was living in by myself. It was all mine, and I got to see how it was to live alone, stand on my own 2 feet for a change. And that could have never happened without those two. Because back to what I was saying about paying rent, turned out I wasn't paying rent. They were putting the money away for me. And I believe they even matched me on whatever I gave them for rent. They matched me so that I had more to get started up with. And that place ended because of things that weren't totally in my control, but could have been prevented if I wasn't so trusting in certain people that I had around. But up until that point, no one had ever taken that much of an interest into not what they thought was best for me, but what actually was best for me. Like an idiot, I squandered it and didn't trust in me to be good enough to be able to turn that into something bigger than what it was. To continue working at the pet shop and work up to a better apartment, and then eventually saving up for a car, and then eventually saving up for a place. Luckily that apartment wasn't too short-lived. I got like a year and a half out of that, and plenty of time to learn a lot about myself. Prepare for what was to come next. That's another day, though. I love you all, and I hope that your holidays are great. And, well, if things go as I plan, you'll see how my holidays go. You guys have a blessed night. I know I said earlier that I'm going to do an outro in the morning, but no time like the present, right? You guys have a great holiday, and love your loved ones regardless of the commercialism. Just do it for the togetherness, because that's what it's really about when it boils down to it. So, see you guys another time. Peace, love, and dope. Peace out, y'all.